Hello everyone, welcome to Jenga Arc Studio. We are now in part 3 of on how to this is part 3 of our video on how to design a cattle shed. Just briefly on what we did on our previous video. We did the drainage, this bit here, we did the slab tool, we did the troughs, just excuse that, we did the troughs. And onto this video, I want us to move ahead. And our first item today will be our ring beam. So we go to the settings here on the floor settings, tap that, and we already have the ground floor in place. Our next step will be our first floor, and this is to assist us in tracing the ground beam. As you can see, mine is already typed out. All you do is just grab that, do that again, and you have your first floor, and press OK. As you can see, we have a tracing of the ground floor layout, but this is our first floor. As you can see, the red dots indicate our columns, and this is our masonry wall structure, the external structure. So let's get right into it, and we start with our ring beam. I want us to have a ring beam, which is gonna be a concrete ring beam. Come to the segment bit there, and switch that off. So I want our beam to have a height of 300 and a width of 200. Sorry about I wrote 2000. And you can always change to whatever you want, but this being concrete, and not only concrete but structural concrete, that should be okay. Any changes? Yeah, I want it to be at a height of to be just above the wall, and our wall was at 3200, so our beam should be at 3300. That's good. And we start out on our beam. We just zoom in onto the part you want to construct. Zoom out and let it span all the way to the end, which is there, and have it there. This is our second beam. Just fit it out, then zoom it again to that, and there we go. And we span this all the way to the end. There we go. And our last that was poorly placed. We span this all the way to the end, and ladies and gentlemen, we have our beam. So we just come to the 3D tool so that we can take a look, and let's navigate. There is our beam. Here is our concrete beam. So that's good enough. Our next step should be our, I want us to have steel beams that will span from this edge, from here all the way to there, all the way, acting, well, it will double act as a binder for the openings, for the door openings here and here will be part of the framing, and also act as a wall pass for our roofing. So we can get right into it. Let's go to our design tool. And it's still a beam, but now it's a structural beam, a steel member. We're basically using a steel member for a beam, so come to that and tap that. Let's first search steel. There we go, structural steel. And we can use a 3x2 tube. So 3x2 should be 75 millimeters, and the width and the bottom bit to be 50 millimeters. That should be good enough. We go to the beam section and should be, our columns are at 3500, so we can make it at 3500. Tap that, and we can have this as our original point. Zoom out and span it all the way to here. Zoom out again and we zoom in all the way to here. That should be good enough. Let's first take a look at our 3D section. So we just navigate around it, and our beam is good. There is our beam. So that being done, we can do that for this other one. There's many ways of killing a rat. You can always select it and drag it. Let's try that. We can say drag multiple copies, drag that. First move closer to it. Fit out and try again. drag it to that onto our next line. Drag that. And we are done apparently. So just press the escape button, zoom out. There we go. We just need this bit. So come tap on this one, right click, move, drag a copy, and zoom in more. Didn't I just select drag multiple copies? So we just do that again. Move and drag multiple copies. And we are done. Press the escape button. And let's just zoom out. There are our beams. We go to the 3D view and take a look. Let's just navigate around it. There they are. They'll be very crucial during roof support. I also want to raise the height of our ring beam to about 400 instead of the 300 we just enacted. So tap that, go to the settings. Let's make it let's push it to 400. Tap OK. That should assist in height control. There we go. We'll also add a wall plate all around the masonry beam. So we come to the beam tool, tap that. I'm gonna make it on the height bit 75 should be okay. I could work with a 3x2 or 4x2. Let's work with a 4x2. I mean, why not? So typically a wall plate should be about 2x2 or 3x2, depending on specifications from either your client or most especially your structural engineer. Let's take it to 75 mm. Tap that and zoom in. Zoom out and zoom in to the edge of our beam. Again, we repeat similar process. All the way to that. Then have another one from there. Zoom out, zoom in. Tap that. And we are done with the wall plate. Let's take a look. There is our wall plate. We have a bit of a space here. We can do an infill. We can do a wall infill. You just navigate around it. We could always raise the height of the wall. Let's just improvise a bit. Tap that. Hold your shift button. Tap that. Tap that. That. And go to the settings. Come to the wall tool. And I want us to add a tiny bit of an infill. Let's make it 100. Make this 3400. Let's make it 3400 and 200. Zoom into that. Zoom in again. I want it to be the center line. Zoom out and span it all the way to there. Let's take a look. Yes, navigate towards what we've done. We can first leave that out. We'll deal with it. So on to our next agenda. We can have, why not add the cows? At least find the object tool. So you zoom back in and we do an indication of where our cows will be at in the drawing. So you come to the design tool, have the architectural tools and write to the object. and at the ensure your computer is connected to the internet to make it seamless. So here we can have a cow tool. Just search for a cow basically, and Archicad does the rest for you. This must be one. Yes, yeah. So we just download it, and it takes very little time. So it's less than a minute, as you can see. Actually, we are done. So it's a second thing. That should be the dimensions of our cow. So let's just tap OK. And I want to place the cows. So in our design, this part here is where the cow is supposed to sleep, and this other part here is where the cow stands as it is fed and maybe milked. So tap that again, press OK, and we can place our cow there. And now we can set it to the right just select that, right click, move. We can rotate it. And we move that. We just drag the cow. We just select it, right click, move it, and we drag it. There goes our cow, and you can replicate that. So you just select it, move, and drag multiple copies. And this segment, just press escape again, and we can rotate this. It's a clean 180 degrees. Let's take a look. It's much better, I think. And we drag this, move it to multiple, we drag multiple copies, There goes our cows. That being done, we can start thinking about what we call the fenestrations, architectural fenestrations, or rather the openings. And we are gonna need two doors. We can have two entrances, or rather an entrance and an exit. We can have one here on this end and another one there. So you come to the design tool, architectural, come to the design tool, architectural tools, come to the door tool, and open the settings. We will need a really wide door, so that let's do let's go to the garage doors. I'm thinking we can have such a similar setup in the door opening. We can have this. Come to the preview and positioning of the door. The width is about 2.5. We can make it 3. Come to the garage door settings, the leaf. Want something that looks more country-ish. I think style number 5 does it for me. We can have a natural ventilation over the frame, that's okay. We can have handles. The handles need to be rough. Let's see what we have. Let's have that, why not? Come to the door openings. Come to the frame. That's okay. The door leaves. I think we are good to go. Since the functionality of the door is just opening and have a larger width than normal doors. So tap OK. We zoom into where we want to place our doors. And should it open outward or inward? I think outward is better. So let's try that. Same for this other side. Just zoom out and zoom into where we want to place our door. And I would like our door to be in line. We have a linear line from one door to the other, so we can use the line tool to make sure that happens. So we come to documenting tools, come to the line tool, tap that, and zoom out, span it all the way to somewhere there. So that is a parameter for where we'll place our door. And back to the door tool, which is that, and let's place it. still open outwards, zoom out, zoom this in, select it, and we can move the door a bit. There we go, that's much better. We can also get rid of this line tool, just tap it and delete it. Go back to our window. So we have the doors. It's time for the windows. There is our door. I think I like it. Let's navigate around it. There is our door. There is our other door. Our features are coming out well. Next step is our windows. So we come to the design tool, architectural tools, come to the window. Where's the window? It's somewhere here. Tap that. Tap the settings. And trying to think of the right kind of window. Thinking we can have just an opening. Let's tap that. Since these are low cost, how do I say it? This is a low cost building. Just have normal windows. So, well, basically just an opening. I don't think the cows need glazings and all that fanciness that we humans require. We can have it at 1 meter, and have this at 1100, so that it should add up to 2.1, and we are good to go. Let's place our windows somewhere there. Tell me what you think about the windows actually. So again, to make it linear, I'd like to have the line tool. Just first select escape. Let's go to the 3D tool, take a look at the windows. Then we can You can get the gist of it. Is our window. Well, is our opening. I'm thinking I can make it smaller. Come to the settings, the preview and positioning. We can make it 800 and make this 1300. We are good to go. So we can use the line tool so that this window and this other window, they have some form of let's call it uniformity, so that at least our design can make more sense. I just realized our cows are not in order, which is still okay. So we come to the documenting tools, tap on the line tool, and zoom into this. There is our line tool, zoom out all the way to that, zoom in again to our line tool, zoom out all the way out. That was an error. We go back and we do that again. We zoom into our window. So we take the line tool from the edge there, zoom out and all the way there. Same for this other window. These are what we call construction lines. They are very important. Zoom into this other one. Remember, as usual, to subscribe to our channel and leave your comments about what you'd like us to design next. There we go. Zoom out. We have 2 more windows to go. 3 more actually. Zoom out. Take that out. Same for this other one. Zoom out, zoom in. Well, press escape and run it all the way outwards and on to our last window. Zoom out, span it all the way outwards. So that being done, we come to the pick parameter tool, which is up here, and I want us to transfer the settings of our window elements, which is that, and we are gonna place that one there. Place that one there. Place that. Place that. Place that. And we are done with the windows. Let's just get rid of these line tools, our construction lines. They are no longer of use to us. Just delete that. Is this the one we missed? Delete that. We can move this cow a bit backwards there. Same for this. Bring this to the front. Select the object. That is good to go. Select this other object. That is good enough. Escape that. To that. Onto this other cow. Bring it forward a bit. This other one too. Somewhere there. This is much better. That is much better looking. So we have our windows, we've done our ring beam. Our next item, let's have our, we can work on our grid lines. Why not? So you come to the come to the 3D section. Let's first take a look. So just navigate around it, familiarize ourselves with what we've done. There is our shed. Looks better. Looks much more better. windows